Hey all, good morning. My name's Lainey Mock, and I am doing the opening words today. I'm also one of the teens bridging today. Our opening words are Fragments of Childhood by Meredith Olson. We were all children once, and we carry fragments of our childhood times with us. Today, let us honor these children who walked before us, who transformed into who we have become, who led us to this place, who have lessons for us still.
Will you please rise in body or spirit and sing with us our first song for our heart and our holy place.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell the stories from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of a sacred space, and the God of hearts hurts within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Central Oregon. My name is Amy Brock, and I'm the Director of Religious Exploration for Children and Youth. We welcome you this morning on a very special occasion in the life of our congregation. Today, we are gathered to celebrate our young people, all of our children and youth, but particularly 4 of our seniors who we have come to know and love. You'll hear more about them later. Today, we offer religious exploration classes for children in 3rd grade and under after our Story for All Ages, and all of our 4th through 6th graders, or middles as they like to be called, and our 7th through 12th graders will stay here for the whole service today. Whether you join us often, occasionally, or maybe this is your first Sunday with us, you are so very welcome here this morning.
Hello, my name is Leo Dita, and with Kennedy, we'll be lighting the chalice. The opening words for today are by UUFCO Youth, with a little help from ChatGPT, of course. As we gather here, some fully awake and some wishing they were still snoozing, we light this chalice. We light it for the power of rest in a world that tells us to keep scrolling, keep striving, keep pretending we're never tired. We light it for drama, the kind that helps us laugh at ourselves, stand up for our friends, cry together, and tell truths too big for ordinary conversation. We light it for humor, because joy is holy too. And we light it for love, the active kind that makes us ask hard questions about who belongs and makes room for our messy, brilliant human selves. May this flame remind us that community can be a place to rest, to express, to laugh, and to love.
Spirit of God, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
All right. It's time for a time for all ages. So if you are young or young at heart, we invite you to find your way to the rug for our story this morning. And our bridgers, our teenagers, are welcome to join me as well if they'd like to come. It's so good to be with you today. We are celebrating growing up today, and so we have a story to help us think a little bit about that together. Our story today is called What Will You Be? And it's by Shamile Said Mendez. What will you be when you grow up, they ask. Your mom's this, your dad's that. It's never too soon to dream of what you will become. I don't have to think much. When I grow up, I will be an astronaut, a unicorn, or a clown. No, what will you really be? They insist. I ask Abuela because she has been everything under the sun and the moon. She says she's still figuring out what she wants to be when she grows up. Abuela, when I grow up, what will I be? Abuela pauses her work. Bright colors drip from her paintbrush. She looks at the splatters on the floor as if she's reading my future. When she looks at me, her eyes sparkle. You know yourself best, mi amor, she says. Child, what will you be? Nothing comes to mind. Abuela points to my heart and says, listen. I close my eyes so I can hear the words no ear can catch. Inside me, underneath the rhythm of drumming, there's a quiet voice, and I ask softly, what will I be? The answer comes fast in a rush of colors and sounds. I will be a builder. I will mold the world in my hands into homes of every shape, into havens with bookshelves in every corner, and a big kitchen where all are welcome at the end of the day. I will be a dreamer, finding shapes in the moving clouds. I'll write and paint my dreams, and my words with pictures will inspire others to tell their stories too. I'm small, but I'm a warrior with my pen and brush. I will be an explorer of the lands where my roots were born. My ancestors created roads where there were none. Now I march ahead with their strength to the stars for which I am destined. Who knows what roads are waiting for me? When I grow up, I will be a farmer, planting wonder and change, harvesting the power and knowledge that sprouted for those who dreamed before me. Now, with that power and knowledge, I will be a healer of broken bones, and why not, even hearts? A voice against injustice and hurt, a mender of wrongs. When I grow up, I'll be a student, looking inside myself and other people to understand what makes each of us one of a kind, all magical and different, all needed and appreciated. I'll also be a teacher and a leader, sharing my light even in the greatest darkness, remembering that laughing is a universal language understood by young and old. Good job, my child, Abuela says. All of these things you can be and more. But remember, when a job is too big for little hands, many hands can work miracles. Abuela hands me her paintbrush, and with wonder, I discover the way that colors come alive on a blank canvas just for me. When I grow up, I will be me. What's something that you like about being you? And we'll start with our friends on the rug. What's something that you like about being you? Do you like that you're good at solving puzzles? Kind of, okay. Everybody has something that they like about being them. Something that you like about being you.
I like your mustache.
Sorry, I just wanted to say I really like my mustache that I have that you just saw.
I like how hard I work for what I want.
That's what I was gonna say. I like how I refuse to regret anything, ever.
Ethan likes that he's growing up and that he's gonna be an adult man. It's amazing, Ethan.
I like surrounding myself with people that support me.
And I like that I get to be here with all of you. And so ends our time for all ages. But before we go, we need to say our children's covenant. In this place I am kind. In this place I am loving. In this place I am a friend to the earth and all animals and people. In this place I am loved. Please rise and form the arch as we send our youngest friends to RE.
Hello. My name's Laura Pitney. I'm the engagement coordinator here at UUFCO. I grabbed this little flyer from the front because I wanted to read the Unitarian Universalist values. I'm just going to say the words, not all the descriptions. So love at the center, we have generosity, we have justice, interdependence, pluralism, equity, and transformation. I read that out of order because usually we say jet pig. We start with justice, but nonetheless, those are the values. And I was thinking about that today because on Tuesday, part of what we do as a society is we vote democratically, not only here at UUFCO or in UU generally, but also in our democratic society. And so May, what is that, the 19th? Tuesday. If you haven't turned in your ballots, please do. Please participate in our democratically elected, society. Also, John, you have to put it by hand in a box. You can't put it in your mailbox or it's too late. There's boxes all over, and you can find that in your ballot, and you can also go online to find your box. Also on Tuesday is the homeless outreach meeting, which I have put wrong in the ACE. It's not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. And they're going to be talking about the point-in-time count, which evaluates the population of people who are in need and without homes. So please connect with the homeless outreach team here at 4 o'clock if you're interested in the point-in-time count. Also, democratic activities, May 31st, here in this room after service, the members of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Central Oregon will be gathering together to vote. And we will be voting on our leadership for next year, for our board and for our committees. You can meet those people, you can hear about them, and we'll also be talking a little bit about all the great things that happened in the past year. So please come to that meeting. It's really important for participation. After service today in the conference room, if you have not yet had a chance to do a training for our new engagement platform, Chalice Center, please go to the conference room and you can have a training. It's really important for all of our leaders to know how to use that system so that you can engage with people very easily when they want to find out about your thing. Also today, it's Conscious Aging in Linus Pauling. If you haven't signed up, don't worry about it. Just go. It's going to be great. If you have signed up, please go. And then last thing is that on July 11th, I know it feels very far away, but please put it on your calendar, put it in your minds. We're doing the annual picnic. We're going to do it at Miller's Landing, so there will be a chance to have time with one another, to do fun things, float on the river. You can bring, food to share. You can hang out with one another. It's not just for people with young families. It's for all of us to spend time in fellowship together during the summer. So please put that on your calendar. Last thing, somebody dropped this. And so I'm going to put it, these are glasses. I'm going to put it on the entry table. So if you've lost your glasses, they're going to be on the entry table. Thank you, everyone.
And just one more announcement. This is kind of impromptu. Sorry, excuse me. Today is Jessie's last Sunday with us, and would you just give her a little bit of appreciation? She's been with the house band for 3 years. I think that's right, maybe a little longer. And she's moving on to better pastures, greener pastures, and I salute that. That's fantastic. However, this is also a solicitation. If any of you think, well, that house band looks kind of fun, I might like to do that, come and see me later.
Where does the universe come from? Where did all this come from? How did it happen? There's lots of different ideas. Some say that God made the universe in 6 days and then had to rest because making a universe is taxing on a God, so rested on the seventh. Some say that a great spirit blew breath across the land. Some say that it's a giant turtle, and if you look, the turtle is on another turtle's back, and it's turtles all the way down. Some say that it's the Big Bang, and it started in a tiny little spot and blew up. And some say, I don't know, it just happened. It just happened. Maybe the universe just happened, perhaps. But I do know this. This fellowship doesn't just happen. It relies on the support and shared resources of our members and friends. And so because we don't know where the universe came from, and maybe it just happened, we do know that this place does not just happen by itself. And so in that spirit, we will take our morning offering. Could the ushers please come forward?
We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the dreams that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Searching, hungering to answer is in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I am impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection, it could be my crime. In humility, I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. Same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, discover all of the gifts that we've been given to share, have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the memories that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
It is a morning of joy. It's also a morning of sorrow for some of us. It's a morning of gratitude. We share our joys and our sorrows and our gratitudes here in this congregation with one another. If you have one of those that's just sitting there in your own heart, and maybe it'll remain there silently within, but you'd like to light a candle for it, please feel free to do so. They're on the sides of the sanctuary. Here's a joy and a gratitude for Leo's mustache. That's my joy and gratitude, yeah. And I'll throw another one in. Our house band, and certainly Jessie and her time here with us. Mary Rogers shares that the flowers today are in memory of my dad on his birthday. He was a great dad. And our last joy is from Noreen Halberstad, and she says, Dear Lainey, as you graduate high school, I'd like to lift up and celebrate not only your accomplishments, but also the character and heart you have shown along the way. During your years of serving on the worship team, you showed insight and enthusiasm, and I want to thank you for that. I enjoyed working alongside you. Take good care of yourself. Be well, my friend. From Noreen. Let us take a deep breath and remember the idea that the entire universe exists, and here we exist right here. In this universe, of this universe. This morning we'll have some music and spoken word for our prayer, and we'll follow it by the silent meditation. Tessa Rudolph will be playing our piano piece this morning. Here we are, on this blue-green spinning planet, somewhere in the cosmos, somewhere amongst the stars, spinning at amazing speeds. To be of the earth is to know the restlessness of being a seed, is to know darkness and light, is to know joy and hardship and struggle and laughter and tears. It's to explore the world around us. Be in awe. To be in awe of all there is to experience. To be curious. To reach out, not knowing what we might find. To know that each breath is a holy breath, each moment a sacred moment.
Oh my goodness, y'all. I cannot believe it's been a year since we've chatted this way. Me, up here at the pulpit, ranting, and you, in your seats, socially obligated to listen to my rant. Just as it was foretold in the most almighty of scriptures, the all-congregational email. My name is Stef, or Alula, Jenkinson. My pronouns are anything said with love. I am a multi-faith chaplaincy seminarian at Star King School for the Ministry. I'm training to be a social movement chaplain, an animal chaplain, and a community minister. And I'm a congregant here at UUFCO. But most importantly, I'm the organizer for the Bend Youth Collective. The Bend Youth Collective is a collection of 6 different congregations, including this wonderful UUFCO, who came together, who wanted the youth to have an expansive youth group experience. During the school year, we meet every Sunday, doing things from a fabulous bake-off, thank you, Sue Prohaska, to a game called Gorgon, which truly defies any easy explanation, but is played every week by popular demand because they love it so much. So, quick question, who here has heard of BYC before today? You can raise your hands. Yeah, you have, what? Who here has interacted with one of our youth or UU youth? Yeah, you have, woo! And who here has volunteered in some capacity for BYC? A one-night stand, a design team member, or one of our regular Sunday volunteers? Please stand and please applaud. Thank you all so much. So at the Bend Youth Collective, in my studies, one of the core concepts we work towards is one of belonging, creating spaces of spiritual fulfillment where we all practice belonging. Now, I know what you're thinking. Steph, we already are welcoming. Don't you hear what we say at the beginning of each and every single one of our services? And honestly, you totally are. This is one of the warmest communities I've ever been a part of. I wouldn't be a part of it if I felt any other way. So, problem solved? Maybe no need for a sermon on this? But welcoming and belonging are not always the same thing. And a church can be so deeply friendly and still build itself around the comfort of only some people. Collective liberation theory states that none of us are truly liberated until we're all liberated. So, in an application to belonging, none of us can truly belong until we all belong. So, when I was creating content for this sermon, I realized I have several papers written about this. My workplace has so many workshops on this, and I have over 50 pages of content ready to preach. Unfortunately, not all of that can fit into 10 minutes, though. So we're going to try something a little wild today. We're going to do a choose your own adventure sermon, which means you get to choose the content I talk about. This is either going to be a creative worship experiment or one of a terrible idea and it's going to go poorly. But we're going to find out together, and that's also belonging. The good news is no matter what path you choose, they all lead back to belonging. And I'm going to give a workshop here in a few months where we can talk about all the nitty-gritty details we don't get to talk about today. So, with that said, our first choice is around understanding othering and exclusion. And option A is the ways churches are shaped by dominance culture, and option B is children as a marginalized identity and an introduction to intersectionality. All right, so the options are A, the way churches are shaped by dominant culture, or B, children as a marginalized identity and an introduction to intersectionality. So raise your hand for choice A if you're interested in that, the way churches are shaped by dominance culture. Couple hands, oh my goodness, that might be about half. I might have to make a choice. What about option B, children as a marginalized identity and an introduction to intersectionality? Okay, I actually think we have more on that, so we're going to go with that. So, we're going to start with a definition of marginalization. Marginalization is not just about whether someone is liked, it is about whether they have a meaningful voice, power, and inclusion. And when we look at children, children often lack agency. They don't often get a choice in what they're doing, what school they're going to, or anything like that. Children are often spoken for and not spoken to. Children are expected to obey, and children often have their voices decentered. Seen and not heard is a structural marginalization, and the exclusion from that harms everyone. Children are one of the few groups in our society that are openly less expected to have a voice than other groups in our society. So with that being said about how children are considered structurally marginalized, let's talk about another structure of marginalization, the concept of intersectionality. This framework was developed by Kimberly Crenshaw, and it explains how different aspects of a person's social and political identities, like race, gender, class, sexuality, age, and ability, combine to create unique forms of discrimination and privilege. Because nobody experiences belonging through only one identity. So, for example, we're going to use me as a use case. I'm white, which gives me certain privileges in our society. I am not a man. I also live with ADHD and I have a physical disability. I am bisexual, and I'm someone who is socioeconomically scraping by. And those things all interact together. There are spaces where my whiteness gives me easier access to credibility. There are also spaces where my disability affects and impacts whether I can physically participate, where my ADHD changes how I process information, where gender shapes how seriously I'm taken. Fortunately, or unfortunately, fortunately, I love my husband. I am bisexual, but I am married to a straight man, so I don't experience any bisexual discrimination. So, all of these limit opportunities about how others might assume are available to everyone. Intersectionality helps us understand that people are rarely just privileged or oppressed. Most of us carry a mixture of both. And if we only look at one piece of someone's identity, we miss the whole human who is sitting in front of us. So let's bring this back to children. Children might experience marginalization through intersectionality. For example, an able-bodied, middle-class white child might experience school in a different way than a disabled youth of color who is experiencing poverty. Identities stack, but both groups are already marginalized because they're youth. Exclusion like this can compound, and churches are often available and open to addressing one form of welcome while accidentally missing others. So belonging must be flexible enough to hold complexity, and it is possible to be deeply welcomed in one part of yourself and deeply unseen in another. Youth experience this based off of a factor they cannot control. Their age segregates them from the rest of the church, which is for adults, and aren't always meaningfully welcomed back into this space, such as during coffee hour where adults are often still focused on each other. We have an entire gorgeous ritual here dedicated to saying goodbye to the youth leaving. What would it look like to put just as much intentionality into welcoming the youth back into our spaces? So now we're going to move on to choice 2, which is what kind of community we're trying to become. So we have 2 options. Option A, we're going to talk about invisible curriculums of UU spaces, or option B, interdependence across generation. Option A, invisible curriculums in UU spaces, or option B, interdependence across generations. So raise your hand if you want invisible curriculums that are across UU spaces. All right, and raise your hand if you want interdependence across generations. Very much that one, very good, excellent. We'll go with that one. All right, so to look at this, we're gonna start looking at and reviewing research from the Springtide Research Institute. They looked at what was the most important thing for youth in our society. And they found that one of the biggest predictors for both reduced loneliness and reduced mental health experiences for young people is having trusted adults in their lives. Not just youth pastors, not just professionals, not just the people on this stage, but adults, community, you. And it's so important to create meaningful spaces of intergenerational connection because youth need meaningful relationships. The Springtime Research Institute realized through their research that youth have less than 3 meaningful interactions on a day, on average. And religious attendance does not reduce loneliness, but relationships reduce loneliness. And it's so important to acknowledge that adults need community too. Churches often assume proximity creates the conditions for belonging, but research shows that relationships create the conditions for belonging. And a multi-generational church is not just a church where different ages share a building. It's a church where different generations meaningfully shape each other. You have something to give to our youth. Every time you create a space for belonging, you're giving a gift to that youth and to yourself. And adults need spaces with youth too. There are so many studies that show that adults thrive when they are around youth. Adults increase more purpose and meaning, improved health, social connective, and perspective and vitality. And come on, I know so many of us in this room rely on someone younger than us to explain technology to us. So with that said, let's transition into the framework for belonging. Notice, named, and known. If belonging is a practice, if loneliness is eased through relationship, and if exclusion harms all of us, then how do we actually create belonging? Springtide Research Institute determined that there was a simple formula for belonging. Belonging equals being noticed, being named, and being known. Being noticed is more than just acknowledging someone's existence. It's seeing them for who they are, not necessarily who society wants them to be. And being named can feel tricky because, let's be honest, who in here has forgotten someone's name? I know I sure have. We get these fun name tags because of that. But naming is more than just remembering a name. I know many witches who believe that a name in and of itself is a spell. Truly, a name is more than just a word you address someone by. A name is sacred, and a name is someone's truth. And I'm going to give you a space to at me, because we should actually talk about the pronouns of it all too. Pronouns have become so heavily politicized, but they're just a basic component of a sentence. When someone tells you their pronouns, they aren't just filling a space in conversation. They're asking you to use that when referring to them. When someone is sharing their pronouns, they're giving you the gift of their truth. When someone gives you their pronouns, you get to know how they would like to be addressed, and in turn, you can also tell them how you would like to be addressed. Now, being known is the last step of the equation, and this one sounds so complicated, but in reality, it's relatively simple. What does that person like to do? What are their hobbies? If it's a youth, are there any clubs or sports there you can check in on? And the answer is likely yes. And do they enjoy crafts, Dungeons and Ducks, that's a new one, Dungeons and Dragons, theater, choir, anything really? This is already happening at coffee hour. You are already doing this. People already know how to do this with adults. It simply needs to be extended more meaningfully to youth. You already know how to do belonging. Let's widen the circle. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Stef. There's a lot to learn about belonging, and I look forward to future conversations that we might have to help us maybe do a better job of belonging as a community. But now we get to hear from our youth and from some of their parents. And so I'll just let you guys come up and introduce yourself and share what you'd like to share today about your journey to almost becoming adults.
All right, thank you, Rick. All right. So that was me when I grew up. So I was little. I'm baby Ethan. So right now, because I'm going more and more, much bigger. So I can grow. I think I should be a grown adult man. For my big account, my mom took my dad up. I thought I got to own money. Yeah. So I got my debit card and debit card. For my security. account. So it's my big account. I just got my own money to my debit card on our phone. So he worked that out. So he says, Ethan, you're doing a great job. It'll be so cool. Be a good man. Yeah. So, heard on him. That's my mom, Jolina.
Can I say something too?
Yes.
Okay. You want to stand here?
Yeah.
So, Ethan, he loves an audience. He loves to perform, and this is everything he could dream of right now.
Thank you. Yeah.
When Ethan was born, we did not know that our path would be a different one. A few hours after he was born, his color looked a little dusky and gray, and he was taken and checked out by a nurse and placed in the neonatal intensive care unit for extra oxygen support. The next morning, the doctor said he had a few differences, a little indications in his toes and fingers and near his eyes that indicated he could have trisomy 21, which is Down syndrome. It took a week for the blood testing to come back and confirm. As soon as I heard that Ethan may have Down syndrome, his future life that I didn't even realize I was imagining was gone. It disappeared. I didn't know what his life would be. Since then, we have been blessed with the openness of seeing and experiencing what is. So, no picture of the future, just living and enjoying each other. Ethan brings connection and fun and caring. He always challenges me to learn new skills and intentional, clear communication and problem solving and agility. My life is better with Ethan in it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Ethan is so excited to be growing and maturing into a man. He is working very hard to be of service to others and think of other people. He is starting to think of business opportunities and ways to be able to provide in his future. Ethan looks at men admiringly and says, "Nice beard and mustache," and is excitedly watching himself grow and develop. When Ethan's sister, Parker, graduated from high school last year, Ethan asked, "Parker is going to college. What about me? What will I do?" I let him know he will enroll in a 3-year transition program for developing job skills and independent living skills. So he does have a track for his future that he can look forward to. As a parent, I have to say this is the most rewarding time for me to see my children becoming more capable and focused on building their own futures. Thank you, Ethan, for the connection and love you bring. I am so excited for your journey.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lisa Kennedy, otherwise known as Lith's mom. And when he asked me to speak, I readily agreed, and now that I'm standing here, I realize it's going to be a lot harder than I thought. But we'll get through it. We can do this. A lot of you already know Lith. He's been a fixture on the AV desk there at the back for the last 4 years now. When he first started working here, I would get up on Sunday mornings early and drive him. He's 14 years old, so drive him to the fellowship for his shift. And during those car rides, we would talk about music and school and friends and just kind of all the everyday things that make up a teenager's life. Sometimes bigger things, but mostly music, but mostly small things. And I know that time that we had together driving to and from the service provided an opportunity to connect that I don't think we would have had otherwise. No matter what was happening, I always knew we'd have those Sunday mornings to catch up. If any of you have ever tried to sit down a teenager and have a conversation, you know that was really special. So not surprisingly, when he was able to drive himself, I actually really missed those times together. Over the years, I've watched Lith go from competent to proficient to expert to a real leader here at the fellowship and on the AV team. And I've seen that leadership extend into other aspects of his life, which makes me really proud. When I look at him today, I see somebody who projects confidence. I see somebody who is definitely not afraid to be who he is and be seen for who he is. He is passionate, and he is willing to forge his own path to pursue his passions. He is a loyal friend, and that has allowed him to surround himself with a community of strong and supportive peers. And I know that his time here has contributed significantly to the self-assured young adult that is standing next to me today. I'm grateful to Leora for seeing that opportunity for him all those years ago, and certainly to Reverend Scott for so many moments over the years, and to all of you who, in your own way, by being here individually and collectively, have been a part of his growth and development. I'm truly grateful, so thank you.
All right, I'm going to preface this right off the bat by saying that my least favorite topic of conversation is myself. And I'm good at writing a lot of things. I'm good at writing literary analysis, science papers, math papers. Speeches are not among that list. So this is going to be, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, I guess I should start with a little bit about myself. I'm Leo, as you know. I can't recognize baby pictures of me. That could be any baby, for all I know. It looks like a stock image. My parents claim it's me. I'm going to believe them on that, but you know. So I'm currently an IB diploma candidate at Bend High, and essentially that means that I chose to do way too much work, stay up till 12:30 every night doing homework, and have no free time. So on top of that, I did 4 years of mock trial and 3 years of ultimate frisbee, which just sapped up any spare time I once had, which, whatever. And that lack of free time kind of leads nicely into UUFCO and being here. So the prompt questions we were given when I received an email about doing this essentially can be boiled down to how has UUFCO impacted our lives? And I think that my experience here has been quite a bit different to a lot of yours because I'm not a member of the congregation. I work here. It's my job to be here. So I had never even heard of UUFCO before Lith, who I've known since kindergarten, by the way, told me that they were looking to hire another AV tech. After an interview with Leora, I thought that the job fit my interests well, and so I started working here in February of 2023. So it's been a while. The question then becomes, how has UUFCO impacted my life over these last 3.5 years? To boil it down to just one sentence, I would say it's by being one of the best first jobs anyone could have asked for. The community here is incredible, especially among the employees, Leora and Shanda, who I have written here. I didn't expect her to be here today. She never comes to the actual Sunday services, but she's in the back there. So, hi, Shanda. Yeah. You have not just been great people to work with, but exceptional bosses, and I thank you so much for that. And everyone else here too, Scott, Amy, Adam, Parker, Chayla, everyone who I've met here is just a wonderful person to be around, and I am very thankful for that. So, working here has essentially taught me what to look for in a job. What do I want in a job is what I have here, and I appreciate that every day. And it kind of goes back to at school, I always hear people complaining about their jobs, whether it's too many hours, too menial labor, they just don't like it. It's almost constant that I hear that. But I don't think that I have a single complaint about working here, except of course that the cameras never work on the first try. It's, anyway, I think that's kind of all the time I've been allotted, so I'll wind this down by saying thanks to all of you, all of the congregants, for allowing this place to exist, and thanks to my parents, who are right there in the crowd. They've always been proud of me, just apparently not enough to come up here and say it to all of you. You know. Yeah. I guess I should mention that I'll also be attending the University of Colorado Boulder in the fall to study aerospace engineering. So I do have a future. So, you know, thank you, thank you.
You guys, no, come on up. I'm going to commandeer the mic. Will you switch that slide for me, Drake? So that's Lith and Leo together through the years. And as one of their bosses, as you just heard, I just wanted to give them a special shout out. It really has been, it's been a dream working with both of you. A couple years ago, my older kiddo went to college and Lainey's graduating. And I also lose both of you at the same time. And this is like too much. But it's really been a joy to work with both of you. So you guys can admire their funny photos. All right. I'll let you guys. You're first. I'm first? Yeah. You were first. And I guess I'm first on this one, too. All right, here's the pictures of Lainey. Oh, she picked these, by the way. The one on the left is kind of fun. So in the Vedic tradition, children choose their parents, and we all create soul contracts with one another in the soul realm before we come here. And when I first learned that, it gave me some pause to think about my own relationship with my parents. But I learned that, I think, a little before Delaney was born, and it's a lot of pressure to raise children, and to think that there's an additional layer of their journey choosing you. I really took that to heart, and it really changed the way I thought about parenting. Not as a way to grow a child into an adult, but in the idea of we have a relationship that extends beyond this lifetime, before and after, and that really, it sort of reignited my own spiritual journey, having these children and learning about deciding to companion them as opposed to strictly to parent them. And the other part of that relationship is that children are also bringing their own gifts, and I wanted to highlight a couple of those gifts that I see in Delaney. And if you know her, you know that the first thing you feel when you meet her is ferocity. And this is how she entered the world, fierce. This is how she learned to walk, to talk, to say no, many, many months before she learned anything else. Sometimes that ferocity can be alarming. And yet I think it's one of her greatest strengths. She won't be taken advantage of, not by you, and certainly not by me. She also has an enormous heart, and sometimes you have to get there. You have to wade through the ferocity to find the creamy center. And I think the other thing that I want to highlight is that she's a wonderful mirror for me. And I mean that because in the sense that children are like you, whether you like it or not. And so sometimes she shows me a side of myself that I have mirrored or I've shown her that I don't particularly like, and that's icky. And it's also an opportunity for me. And she has always been very courageous in the way that she holds up that mirror and lets me grow alongside of her as she grows. And I actually don't know what her dad's going to say, so I will let him say it. But I'm really proud of Lainey, and I'm really glad that she gets to be here with you all. She's had some hard times, and hard times will continue to come. And not so long ago, she said, "Yeah, I've not been feeling great. Probably should go to the fellowship and let people love me." So thank you.
So one of the prompts was, what are you proud of with your daughter? And so that's what I'm going to focus on. Okay. Lainey, as you can probably tell from the pictures, the joke has been that Lainey she was 16 when she was 6 months old. She just came into the world sassy and fearless and so smart and commanding any room that she walked into or toddled into or crawled into, depending on the age. And the question every parent asks about their kid is, how are they going to use these gifts? How are they going to make their mark on the world? And with Lainey, the way that she, I think, is making a big mark on the world is through caring about other people, thinking about other people. She remembers birthdays and other people's anniversaries and milestones and the little things about them that other people quickly forget or maybe didn't even notice in the first place. She goes out of her way to help friends, to bring someone who had a bad day, a Dutch Bros, even when she herself is low on gas and had a crappy day herself, she still goes that extra mile. She is different that way in that she truly thinks about other people all the time. The analogy I came up with is it's like the fireman who instinctively runs into the building, the burning building, when everyone else's instinct is to run out. That's her instinct, is to think about other people in ways that a lot of people don't. And I am so proud of the fact that she's making her mark on the world by making everyone around her just a little bit happier, whether they notice it or not.
So as expected, we went way over time already. Y'all knew that was gonna happen though. I'm Lainey, by the way. I know a lot of you guys, but I've been here since 2019, I think. So like 7 years, I'm pretty sure. My second day in Bend was my first day here, her first day working here. And I have learned a lot over the 7 years being here. I have learned, that was like basically the question, Leo talked about that. But I learned a lot about community. And I have met some really incredible people here and learned some really valuable lessons. I've learned a lot about patience through working with RE, and I've learned a lot about commitment through working with worship. I learned that I am not the best at singing when I was on choir. And I mean, I learned a ton about responsibility through working with Shanda as an event host, and I gained a lot of muscle setting up those events. But I don't know what to say. I was really not expecting to be up here this year. I am actually a junior, but I skipped junior year. I decided that I hate high school, and so I decided to leave. And 6 months later, and 15 classes this semester, yeah. 3 semesters in less than 1 semester is not the easiest thing in the world, but if I've learned anything from the people that I see in this room, I can do really anything, and that is one thing that I'm really proud of, and one thing that you guys have really taught me. So thank you.
And now we've reached the bridging portion. We've reached the bridging portion of our special day for our young people. So I'm going to invite our teens and their parents to come up. If we have youth that would like to come up and be with us as well, any RE teachers that are here, you're also invited to join if you'd like to. So it's a tradition in our Unitarian Universalist faith to recognize youth who are graduating from high school in a bridging ceremony, and we are very blessed to have an actual bridge to do this with today. A bridge is important because it connects travelers to new adventures on their journey, and it invites them to journey away from what is known and what is home, and at the same time, the bridge is a connection to home that is not severed, only stretched. The traveler can journey back and forth across the bridge as needed. And today we are gathered to celebrate Ethan, Lith, Leo, and Delaney, and to honor the continued journey of our young people who are with us today.
Indeed, Ethan and Lith and Leo and Delaney, we are blessed to have had you in this congregation and still have you here, and always will have you in our hearts. This ceremony is both an invitation to you and a hope for you. We have nurtured you and supported you as you've discovered Unitarian Universalism and the world around you. May your faith continue to help you find love and hope in the world. May you carry the light of our chalice within you in your heart now and always. May you find the strength to create your own inner peace and help carry that peace out into the world.
The journey you are about to take into this world is life-changing. We have given you firm roots for your journey, and we see the wings of your dreams coming into being. We hope you will return to us often because you are so dear to our hearts. And if life settles you in a far corner of our world, know that our love will be with you always.
It's common in Unitarian Universalists congregations when we do a baby dedication that we give those babies a rose, but we take the thorns off the rose. However, Ethan, Lith, Leo, and Delaney, I now offer you this rose that has thorns still in it, knowing that life can be beautiful and life can still be hard. And we hope that the love that you've experienced in this place will serve you both as you see life's beauty and struggle with its hardships, and know that you can always return to that place of inner peace and love in your heart.
In a moment, we will invite you to cross the bridge as a symbol of your transition from this moment to the next one.
But before you cross, we have some words to share with you. Please rise and embody your spirit as we say our bridging words together. As you cross this bridge between childhood and adulthood, know that we cherish our shared faith of Unitarian Universalism. In the spirit of beloved community, we will continue to support and guide you on this journey. Now you may cross the bridge. To end our bridging service with a song, and so you're invited to remain standing as we share our tradition of singing Blue Boat Home.
Below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the brave winds urging me on, breathe the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harm or port have I known. Wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
All right, let us say our covenant together. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. We have come to the end of our service, but not to our calling in